guys before, but in case anyone has forgotten, I'll hit the high points of the careers for each of them. Shalane is the 2008 10,000 meter Olympic bronze medalist. She is our defending Olympic trials marathon champion. She has won national titles at every distance ranging from the 3,000 to the marathon, including 3,000, 5K, 10K, half marathon, as well as 5 cross-country titles. And she's ready to go here for her second Olympic trials marathon. And next to her, Meb Keflezighi, for those people who need the pronunciation guide on the last name, but he goes just by Meb usually. He is the 2004 Olympic silver medalist. He's been a champion at Boston, champion at New York. He is the defending champion in these Olympic trials, and as I'm sure everyone knows, he, in winning New York, became the first American man since 1982 to win the race, and in Boston became the first American man since 1983 to win that race. And with his medal, he was the first American man since 1976. So he's has a habit of making history. So welcome, Meb and Shalane. We're going to start opening just for each of you. Just talk a little bit about your fitness and how you're feeling entering this race. Tomorrow we'll start with Shalane.
I think Meb and I are ready to go. Yeah, this has been on our calendars probably for a while now. Probably this race has been on my mind since I finished the last Olympic trials. So I'm excited to just get out there and do what I know, what I'm capable of. And it looks to be a great course, great for the fans. And I'm just hoping everyone has their best day.
And have you trained at any different training sites in preparation, or have you just...
Yeah, in preparation for tomorrow, I did 2 altitude stints up at Flagstaff, Arizona, with about 5 weeks in between in my hometown, well not my hometown, but Portland, Oregon, where I live. So yeah, it's been a good mix of altitude and sea level training.
And Meb, you've done a few of these. How do you feel about your chances coming in here tomorrow?
It's a great honor to be here. Thank you, ATF, USOC, and the LA Marathon for allowing us to have an opportunity to represent, hopefully, our country by making 3 spots. And Greg, thank you for the KT tape, and I'm so happy to be on your team, and as many other sponsors that helped me get here. In terms of training, you know what? I couldn't be happier. I mean, you do all that you can to be the best that you can on that day, and I feel my training has gone well. Feel confident going in, hopefully experienced. But in run, you can't play timeout, or you can't play defense. May the best men and women be able to rise to the occasion. And in terms of, I've been in Mammoth Lakes. I just came in yesterday around noon. I was away from my family for 5 weeks, but they surprised me for one week later. So I've been without them for 4.5, and the girls miss me. But at the same time, you know, this is one more opportunity, and I hope to go out there and do the best that I can. I always say run to win, get the best out of ourselves, and maybe we send the best teams. And it's a great spectators-friendly course, and you know, obviously, you know, the world come to Southern California weather.
All right, we'll open up for questions. We do have microphones today for those who are asking questions, so please wait after you're called on for the microphone. Nobody has any questions. All right. Scott.
Question for both of you guys. There's two parts. How big a factor is the weather going to be? And do you recall your first marathon? What kind of factors is Galen going to face in the last 6 miles? What's the biggest adjustment he's going to have to make?
So let's start with the weather.
Weather. I've honestly never run in temperatures that are expected for tomorrow. So I've had a lot of experience in the track with heat and humidity. Have an Olympic medal from Beijing, which was really hot and humid. I wouldn't classify myself as a great heat runner, but I wouldn't say I'm terrible. So I'm just going to listen to my body as much as I can. And I think just knowing going in that it is going to be uncomfortable for a large part of the race, and it is going to take its toll eventually. And I just feel like I'm preparing in terms of just knowing that is very helpful, and then just staying on top of fluids.
And Matt, what about you for the weather?
Yeah, the weather will be a factor, and you know, fortunately it starts at 10:06 and not at 7 o'clock, but it is what it is, and you know, luckily I've run well in heat. There was Athens, but I was ready for that, and I've done New York when it was 70 degrees, and London last year was, not last year, 2012 was pretty warm, so you know, it's tough, but it's going to take the body's going to take a stall, but at the same time, just got to monitor. And those people that are running on Sunday, take extra cautious, and we obviously can't take extra cautious, but at the same time, I like to take that message to tell them, you know what, hydrate, and listen to the body, as Shalane said, because that's going to be the key factor to get to that finish line.
Yeah, the first marathon.
Well, I mean, being the first marathon, there's a lot of undiscovered roads there, and you know, some of us hit our walls on the first one, like New York 2002, and you know what? Everybody has to learn a lesson, and you have to go through it to be able to do it. But at the same time, you know, Shalane, I remember when she did her first one, she's like, "Oh, this was great," and oh, I'm fine, can't wait to do another one. And I'm like, first time I did this, I never want to do ever this again. So it just depends how, whether it's the weather, whether it's the distance. It has, you know, marathon definitely keeps you humble. And you know, me not going to Beijing definitely kind of revitalized what that I miss running. You know, sometimes when things go well, you're like, oh, I can do this all day long, but not in the marathon. That's not always the case.
And Shalane, as Meb mentioned, you had a very successful marathon debut. So what are the elements that you feel kind of led to a successful debut?
I think just my respect for the distance led to a really good debut. I was really well prepared, probably over prepared. I studied like a student of the sport and of the distance, and my coach had us on the course, had us practicing foods. We just had every little detail kind of dialed in, and we tried to control what we could control. And I think that's just what led to a successful marathon. And I think I was just ultimately wanting to call myself a marathoner that day. I didn't have exceedingly high expectations, so I think as I got closer to the finish line and I could sniff that finish, the competitor in me came out and allowed me to kind of not have these high expectations and allowed me to have a really great race.
This is a question for both of you, Meb and Shalane. How is the weather going to change your strategy? You're both obviously favorites, that's why you're up here, but if it's a slow course, a slow unfolding of the race, it seems like that would allow more competitors a chance to stay in the race until the last 6-mile loop. What can you tell us about your strategy tomorrow and how it's changed?
I'll probably haven't ironed out all the details of my strategy. I'll sit with my coach later and we'll go over all the factors. But yeah, the later you keep people around, it allows for some people to have some really big performances. But I guess my comfort in knowing if people are around late is I switch back to the track quite often. So I can visualize myself on the track for the last 6 miles and what it feels like to be on the track and to pick up my legs quicker and the cadence quicker. So if it does come down to something where it's more strategic, I definitely feel like I will revert mentally to my track strengths.
You know, going to a race, you have plans. But strategies, as an elite athlete, you never really run your own race. Because you got to cover something that somebody else make a move. Honestly, I think the only marathon that I ever ran my way was a Boston Marathon. The rest of the other stuff is you have to react, you have to make the gap, or somebody makes a move, you got to be patient. So you have to make that decisions on that moment. And I'm pretty sure we have idea, Coach Larson and I, with my mentor, Coach Bob Larson, will talk about what the possibilities are, but we have plan A to Z and try to execute at that time, at that moment. But you know, you anticipate it will be a little bit slower just because of the weather or temperature. But at the same time, we know each other, what our weaknesses, what our strengths are, and you got to make those decisions at what point. That's what racing is.